Hi Virgo, welcome to your What They Aren't Telling You reading for 8th through the 22nd cards everywhere. Alright, this is the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so perhaps this is involving you being happy or getting your wish with a fire sign person. Could be Aries, Leo, or Sag. If we're talking about a queen, it could be an Aries, someone with it in their chart, or someone that has those attributes, which is self-confident, assertive, proactive about things, on the move, on the hunt, bringing everything together, facilitating, in the mix, social, active, all of that. Very charming, sexy, vivacious, full of life. So quite pleased with yourself and those attributes, or a person like that. All right, so Virgo. I almost said Aries because the Queen of Fire, or the Queen of Wands, is Aries typically, and so almost fell down that. This is Virgo though, let's make no mistake. Virgo. Six of Coins, reciprocity and generosity. So this could be that you're quite happy with the way things are going with that special someone, or, you know, in light of those two cards that were pulled, or this could be that your focus right now with your other person was about, or issues are about, reciprocity, things not being one-sided, things being equal. And we have the Queen of Wands again. Awesome. The Magician also could be a good thing. The Four of Swords. Okay. The Seven of Swords. Strength reversed. The High Priestess. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. All right. So, hold on a minute. What's this? I gotta know before I start babbling, because I'm like, I don't like this. Okay. What's the Queen of Wands about? This Queen of Wands about? It could be that, okay, could look like you're working things out, just saying. I mean, it could, if you guys are in, if this is the equal thing, like you're not making enough time for me, or I'm too busy for you, that sort of thing. If there's a difference in priorities here, Virgo, that someone is not giving their fair share, it could be that they are telling you that things, you know, let's work on this, let's work it out, or you could be telling them that. It might look like they're making an effort to be more inclusive. This could be somebody also that is just kind of keeping to themselves and really concentrating on getting their business off the ground. So there's not much time for the relationship. What's the Magician about? Okay, so that would be interesting, because we have 8 here and 8 here. So we got the Star card, which could be Aquarius. It could also be that someone is trying to figure out how to make things work, how to move forward, that they're kind of going around and around thinking, is this wishful thinking? Are things going to work out? But both of these involve things working out over time. It involves effort and putting effort in for the long haul. So that could be why there's this issue with you thinking about, okay, you know, is this going to work? Is this going to pay off, so to speak? Is there going to be reciprocity maybe eventually? Because these cards are about eventually things working out, working towards a goal, and over time things working out. But it could look like somebody's really into it and wanting things to work out and making that effort. But behind the scenes, in actuality, it's kind of like they're like, how is this going to work? I don't think this is a card of anybody controlling or narcissistic, because we have the positive card here, the Star card. So this is someone that is probably like wanting to reassure you or make promises that they maybe feel they can't keep, and maybe they're questioning, like, how am I going to do this? Is this wishful thinking? Am I biting off more than I can chew? Holy cow, you know, this is going to take a lot longer than I thought it would, that sort of thing. All right, what's this Seven of Swords about? Okay, and the Strength reversed. Okay, here's the thing. A lot of times this is about cheating, lying, thieving, betrayal, deception. Could be self-sabotage, self-deception. This person is really questioning the possibility of this can work with you. We've got cards of practicality here, right? So we got the Coins, Pentacles, same thing. This is somebody that wants to sound reassuring. It's like, yeah, we're going to work this out. We're going to plan. We're going to organize. We're going to strategize. But at the same time, this could be them saying, I need to pull away. I need to be strategic about what I need to do with my life and build security in the future, which puts you on the back burner, right? Because in reality, they don't feel stable right now, and they feel like they're working so hard either towards a relationship or career, and nothing's panned out yet. Nothing's stable, nothing's secure, nothing's solid. Things are imbalanced. They know it. They want you, but they don't know how to make both work. I feel like there's a real focus on their future security or work and building their career. But when it comes to you, I think they want to be there. I think they want to make it work. But as far as how, I don't think they know how. And I think they feel divided or split because they want to prioritize their career and their future. And they realize and they know that it leaves you on the back burner. But at the same time, it's a lesser of the two evils because their future has to take precedence, right? So in that security for them, this person is very security minded. So it could be that they're saying, I need to take time and think and strategize and pull back to think about my future and security, which again, kind of compromises this. And I can see why that's on your mind then, about being made a priority here, about things being equal and reciprocal. What's this high priestess about? Yeah, okay, so this is all about them. They need to pull back, and you need to pull back. We got the high priestess and the knight of wands. These are two opposing type of energy. I mean, it's definitely a counterbalance, but this is about someone that has every desire for something, but their intention is elsewhere. Their priorities are elsewhere. They might say one thing, but they're going to be pulling back, doing another, because really their focus is on work and security for the future. I don't think this is about someone else. I think this is about something else that they're wanting to give their attention to. What's this Ace of Wands about? Oh, you need to pull back. You need to shut this down. If you have not already, if you haven't seen the writing on the wall, they're wanting to say and do the right things, but they're going to eventually feel backed into a corner and just completely cut things off without warning. There's something about them starting to feel pressed or pressured, that because right now they're trying to keep up the facade, they're wanting things to work and whatnot, but the more their other priority, which I think is work, honestly, it feels like work and career and that sort of thing, takes precedence, the more the relationship's going to suffer. They don't want to feel guilty about it. They got enough on their plate. They want all their resources going to develop and securing a future. And so eventually they're going to withdraw and pull away. We've got being secretive and withdrawing here and pertaining to things moving forward and building their security. So this is someone that just across the board wants to say and do the right things, but eventually over time they're going to feel pressured and they're just going to completely go secretive and shut down. And if not walk away, I think they want a break and some distance from this because they want to see where it goes with their future and the job aspect. If pressured, they will choose the job and they will not give any warning. They'll just shut down and walk away. What's this Four of Swords about? What else? The Four of Swords. All right, Virgo, get out of there. This is just going to lead to conflict. It's not the right time with this person to build any kind of security. You could be arguing over that. You could be arguing over your future together or their devotion to this sort of future building, career building, whatever's going on. But this idea of a stable, steady future or security with this person, you need to back down or let go. Not that you're pressuring, not that you're like insistent, but this coming up, it might be that you're going to be very candid about it and just go, I just want to talk about this. Where are you at with this? And they might say and do the right thing for a while, but then they're going to start to feel pressured and it's going to become pretty evident that they might say one thing, but they want to do another. They want to prioritize another. And it's just going to be a source of conflict eventually. So either two things, either you walk away from the relationship because it looks like if pressured, this person will. They don't feel things are stable or strong right now. I think they feel like they're torn between the two, and eventually they are going to choose work if pressured. So you can either walk away from the relationship entirely. I hate to say that. Obviously, that's probably not ideal. Or you can stay knowing that any kind of future talk of stability or longevity with this person is off the table. And while you might be questioning any kind of reciprocity or things working out being reciprocal with this person, you can't bring that up. So you either stay and keep silent or you walk away right now, because right now it is not the right time for this relationship. This person's priorities are elsewhere, and as much as they might want to give you attention and want it's just not going to happen right now. Their focus is elsewhere, on something, not on someone. What would Virgo's person say to them? What would Virgo's person say to them? No. I want to be authentic. I am no longer afraid. I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. Okay, and I want to be authentic, no longer afraid. This is somebody that is at the crossroads or has already made a decision. And while they might feel badly about the lack of time, priority, consideration, love, care, and whatnot that they've given or shown, they still have made their choice, and it is for their future security, not for their future romance, future love, that sort of thing. So this is about someone wanting to take that plunge, wanting, no longer being afraid, wanting to be authentic. I think about job prospects. I don't think this is about the relationship. I think they're like, you know what, my future really has a chance here to take off, or I really have a chance with this career, and that's where my priority is. And I'm prepared and I'm ready, and I want to pursue that. And it's not that there's no room for you, it's just that you're not going to be a priority. So, and if you're okay with that, like if you're okay with just keeping things casual or whatnot, okay. But if you were expecting something different, which this would suggest right here, this card of reciprocity and things being equal and give and take and all that, it's going to leave you wanting for Virgo. Inclusion, that's the issue. This is both of you. If this relationship is going to work, because this person does not like conflict. While they might be assertive, they don't like conflict. If this is going to work, there needs to be a way to find things to balance and be inclusive. Otherwise, there's going to be conflict. This is all about integrating and being inclusive, probably for the other person, making room for you. Otherwise, there's going to be conflict eventually, because then you set yourself up to be taken for granted and not appreciated and left on the back burner. And then there's the issue of self-respect and the respect the other person has for you and your time and things like that. So it's funny, I read this as inclusion, and I'm looking closer, it's like incubation. Interesting. I'm stuck on the inclusion and the priority and the reciprocity. So, but as far as incubation, again, not the right time for this relationship. So while it might be, you might have started, it needs to be pulled back from. Like, you need to give things a break, you need to pull back, especially any talk of security or any thought of security with this person, because it's not the right time for it. They've got something else they need to grow or they need to manifest before it is time for the two of you to be together. What else for Virgo? Interesting, that inclusion and incubation. Virgo. Waiting. This shows probably you waiting for things, waiting for that inclusion, waiting for things to work out, waiting for that communication, waiting for someone to prioritize, waiting on something. And this card is also the too little too late card, because we've got that communication coming in that, this is about romance, right? We've got the communication coming in, but it's too late. It's too late. The hour and the time for that, it's like it just passed, and all of a sudden the door becomes part of the wall now, and you can't not know what you know. So while you might be glad for that, someone saying what they're going to say about how they're going to work on this and we're going to work it out, at this point, you kind of know without knowing that, oh God, it's not going to work out, is it? They mean well, but it's just not there, is it? And so this is the card of knowing without know. Like, it's like without, what is it? They've told you without telling you, and without like really knowing. There's a feeling, but you haven't quite acknowledged it yet. And I don't mean to be pessimistic. I'm not sitting there going, oh, it sucks to be, no. But this, if nothing else, this is kind of the wake-up call to the situation, because right now, it's like it's just you're probably tired of waiting, and you kind of know now that, okay, no matter what they say or do, I see the writing on the wall, and this is you lost in thought about it, wondering now what you're going to do or how things are going to play out. All right. Because they've told you without telling you. All those times they've let you down or not come through or not prioritized, that's action speaking louder than word, and that's what you're thinking about here. And then all of a sudden they make this effort, and you're like, I'm sorry, it's too little too late. Why am I still shuffling those? Okay. All right, 2 cards for Virgo. Cards for Virgo. It doesn't mean that they don't love you or that they don't care or whatnot. It's just it's a really hard place to be in, because they do, but they have to for whatever reason, they feel like they really need to prioritize that something else. And eventually it comes down to respect for time given and self-respect and all that. And it's one of those things. This is learning something new, or someone keeping, this could be the secrets, hidden knowledge, hidden something about this relationship. It could be that they're being secretive, and this card was also going to flip. and it's starting to eat away, or it has been eating away. The lack of being allowed into a certain part of their life or included into a certain part of their life is starting to eat away at the relationship. It could be that. But anyway, I was saying this is a hard place to be in because self-respect, respect for time given and resource, like you just, like I don't want to fall off the radar, but I don't want to sit around and have to be patient forever. And maybe I feel like if I don't assert myself, you'll forget about me, you know, or this is as good as it's going to get with you. And I'm just, I don't mind being patient and waiting, but eventually I want a payoff, you know? Virgo. Yeah, this is a situation. Okay, it looks like we could possibly be dealing with a long distance relationship, because we got the ship here. But this is about things being just insurmountable right now. This is whatever's going on is an issue that you just feel like, you know what, we can't move past this. This is things in the relationship not moving forward. Very well could be because of distance involved. Could be a long distance relationship that right now is at an impasse, that there's just no moving forward. And we've got the Four of Swords here, which would also kind of echo that, the things that right now are at a standstill. And maybe they need to be to give you two space to think about what you want and give time for this person to completely devote their time to what over here so that they can eventually come back when they've got all this settled and then they truly have the time to invest in a relationship. It is a tough place to be in. And someone once said that, well, that's not what a relationship is about, and I strongly disagree. If it isn't, then it's a ministry. People need to have their needs met, honestly. Otherwise, we start to look elsewhere. We start to do some crazy crap, and we need to be upfront about our needs. And if we're not getting met, we need to bow out. It's going to be painful. It's going to suck. But it is about reciprocity. It is about this. It needs to be. Nobody's a martyr. Nobody's that altruistic. People need to have their needs met. Don't feel guilty about that. Okay, I hope this was helpful, Virgo. I hope things work out. Honestly, I know you're in a tough spot, right? I wish you luck with this. I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.